Hey, Razzball, how are you? It's Nick Capozzi. Welcome to the Razzball Radio set, and it's going to be a really big show today. Why? Because we got Gray on. I mean, what else do you need other than to sit back, maybe crack a refreshing beverage, and watch Gray? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here he is, the lovely and talented Grail Bright. What's up, Gray?
Hey, what's going on?
What are you doing?
I'm getting rid of wrinkles. I just have to be like this for 6 hours.
Would you get some Botox done?
Yeah, now angel lifts. I bought them off of Shark Tank.
I haven't had a chance to watch Shark Tank the last couple of weeks. I'm out of the loop, so you'll have to.
It's good. You put these. It's like plastic. Plastic. Right? Okay. And you put it in, like underneath your lip.
Okay.
And your eyes, and it does like what Botox would do, but you only have to keep it in there for like 30 days.
Why wouldn't you just go get Botox?
No, Angel Lift's cheaper. Oh, I got a text.
Who texted you?
Oh, I got a text. Oh, that's sweet.
Was it Cougs?
Yeah, Cougs.
Awesome.
She says, have a good podcast, radio, or whatever Nick is calling it now.
Okay, fair enough. You want to get right into some baseball today?
Yeah. Let me just shut off the sound of my phone.
Yeah, that'd be good. We're actually supposed to have Sky on as well today, but I'm just going to say...
Sky
from Razzball?
Sky from Razzball. Oh, Sky, right.
Yeah. The skinny guy.
Jay, is there a Sky? Yeah, no, Sky. Yeah, Sky's good people. He stayed on my. Here. This is a good little anecdote before we get into the show.
Tell me.
So Sky comes in on a Saturday morning to go to the Playboy Mansion on Sunday.
Let me just interject for a second. How come Sky went, T-Hole went? Where was my invitation?
Oh, you didn't get it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So Sky comes in on a Saturday for Sunday at the Playboy Mansion.
Okay.
And within that time, he gets so drunk that he passes out in a fast food restaurant in the bathroom.
Is that true?
Vomiting, and locks the door. Now, anyone who has ever passed out in a fast food restaurant before, vomiting, would know that it's probably not good to lock the door, because then you have to alert the owner of the fast food restaurant. So we had to go to the counter and say, "Excuse me, I think our friend is stuck in your bathroom." And an adult stuck in a bathroom is a little bit of a bizarre situation. So naturally they had questions like, is the lock not working? Maybe turn the handle? No. Actually, he's vomiting in your bathroom all over the place and has made the toilet seat into a pillow. So then Cougs is like, is he still staying with us tonight? I'm like, yeah, he'll be fine. So we get back to our place, and he starts vomiting into the rose bushes.
Oh, my God.
Our door. Oh, let's just say that next time I see Sky, it might be me going to Oregon to get really wasted rather than him coming here.
You know what, though? He weighs like 145 pounds soaking wet, so he probably just can't hold his liquor.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, I can't either, but that means I just don't drink that much. What are we, 18 years old? I mean, I agree. That is probably why he got so drunk, but there's also a little thing called being an adult and knowing your tolerance and not drinking just because it's free booze.
It was probably his first time out of Oregon. I mean, that's probably the real issue.
No, the real issue was it was free. You can ask him. I swear to God, ask him, and I promise you, I will bet you me trading Aoki for your fielder that he'll say it was because it was free booze. He has no control when it's free, I don't think.
All right, so actually it's a great segue to start talking a little fantasy baseball here, because you've been aggressively pursuing Prince Fielder from me in the RCL1 league, which of course is the expert league, which I shouldn't be in. Apparently, I should just comment on, which makes me think there's a potential turnaround coming here for Mr. Fielder. Yeah, that was a question.
Oh, I thought it was a question as well as something went wrong with like the beeping that I heard that there was a beeping. I don't know. Was there beeping the other day? I didn't hear it.
It was more your computer shrieking.
Oh, really?
It's because you had your notifications on, so we muted them today.
I know it wasn't my sitting desk that I'm at, huh? I'm standing right now. Voila! You're getting a look at my inner sanctum here, where I actually stand when I'm answering comments. I figured if I'm going to answer 1,000 comments a day, I may as well get some exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah, no, so Prince Fielder, I did try. Here, this is an interesting thing, because you mentioned that it was an expert league that you're not sure you should be in. So I'm realizing an interesting phenomenon with trades, whereas if I offer a fair trade, well, we'll just say two hypothetical people. We won't say me and you.
Okay.
But say there is someone who is really smart, and then there's someone who's maybe like a little bit behind the curve, and they get a trade offer from the really smart person. Now, again,
but I didn't offer you the trade.
These are hypotheticals.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Hypotheticals. Got it.
No, no. What I saw with Prince Fielder was his ground ball rate is really terrible, and he's pulling everything. So you have a situation where a guy who isn't obviously fast, grounding to the right side and just getting, so his ball's batted into play are really low. So he's an average risk, a power risk, and the only thing he's really got going for him is possibly counting stats if he can get a couple balls through and, there's guys on. There's real concern about Prince Fielder right now. But what I was trying to do is I offered you, I believe, Bonifacio, Emily Boneface, Norichika Aoki, and Rafael Soriano. Granted, that is a bit of a ridiculous trade.
Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad we clarified. Because now we know who the smart person in the hypothetical situation is. The guy who rejected it.
No, but seriously, though, in reality, if you need a fast middle infielder, saves, and an outfielder for average, which you do need. You need these things. That trade could actually work out better for you if Prince Fielder continues to look really bad as he looks like he's going to.
But
so
no.
I don't know. I mean, yes, on the surface, it is a chump dump, but but in reality, it could actually work out for you. And I will resend the offer if you like.
No, we can have a discussion if you'd like, but I don't think I'll be accepting that offer. Can you cover the name on that cup? Because until they're sponsoring Razzball Radio, by the way, if you'd like to sponsor Razzball Radio, reach me at nick@razzball.com. Yeah, there you go.
It's not a real company. No, it really isn't. It's from Arrested Development.
Oh, is it?
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you think look, I mean, looking from the outside, I mean, I picked up Fielder in every league because, him going from Comerica to Arlington
Well, no, that's just vape. I'm not getting stoned right now. I saw the comments though where people were like, "Oh, Gray's cool, except he's really stoned." Come on. I'm not stoned at all. Heroin, yes. Marijuana, no.
On the outside, I mean, you look from a 30,000-foot high view. Fielder going to Arlington looked like a match made in heaven. So there's got to be some sort of correction here. You're obviously not really selling Fielder this early in the season, are you?
Yeah, no, that's it. No, I am actually, because the other interesting thing is that it was big news for like a day and a half in December or January of last year, and because of football, no one paid attention to it. But the Rangers actually moved their park. They changed the dimension slightly in the outfield So, and last year, Arlington came in just about average or a little below average for hitting. So, yes, in the past, Arlington was a great hitter stadium, but last year it didn't play as a hitting stadium, and this year so far it's not playing as a hitting stadium. So Prince Fielder could be in for a really long season.
So what you're really telling me is you're not going to be watching the NFL draft tonight.
No, what I'm really saying is I made you a fair offer that seemed like a chump dump, but I would not be buying Prince Fielder.
Is chump dump in the Razzball glossary?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good.
And as for the NFL draft, I don't know a thing about it, but I know I'm taking Mel Kiper in the 3rd round. Wait, because there's like literally 18,000 players drafted in the NFL draft. I'm just going to throw out a name, and let's see if Mustafa Kincaid, is that an actual player?
Yeah, he's a defensive tackle from Colgate.
See? I mean, let's just throw out another name. Ryan Parrish. Okay. These are just made-up names.
Hold on. Time out. There's only 7 rounds of the NFL draft. There's 782 in the MLB draft. Listen, I'm not arguing football to baseball here, but I'm just saying it's probably the other way around.
Yeah, fair enough. But the MLB draft because MLB does everything they can to disinterest fans. They made the draft a bunch of scouts standing around a table in a room at a clubhouse, and across the country there's 30 different people standing in a room with a telephone. That's the baseball draft.
All right.
Because they really know how to market.
No, but they moved it to the MLB Network now.
Oh, really? So the MLB Network now has a speakerphone with 30 other guys talking?
No, they did it in studio, and they had the top, I forget what it was last year, 8-10 players, and as they got drafted, they came up, they shook Bud's hand. They did!
Oh, God. Oh, it's so sad. What they're doing. I liked it better when it was a speakerphone in a random room inside a clubhouse.
So, speaking of sad, I didn't realize Gavin Floyd was still in baseball. I thought he opened up a chicken finger joint in Annapolis, but apparently Gavin Floyd's back and actually had a pretty good start last week. Of course, he missed the year last year, or a good part of the year with Tommy John. Do we care that Gavin Floyd is in the Braves rotation?
You're thinking of the guy who opened up the chicken finger place down in the South was actually Abdul the Butcher, not Gavin Floyd.
Hey, just before we get into Gavin Floyd, I got to tell you, have you ever had Raising Cane's chicken fingers?
No. Have you ever had Abdul the Butcher's chicken fingers?
I haven't, but I assume it'll be halal. No, Raising Cane's, but this is going to be a problem for me living in Arizona because these, man, it is deep fried crack. Actually, buttermilk marinated and then deep fried crack cocaine. These chicken tenders are unbelievable. This is going to be a problem here for me staying in shape. Seriously, if you ever see a Raising Cane's, they're amazing.
And that was our break for our sponsor we wish we had.
No, I'm being serious. They're really fantastic. I don't know. I'm a chicken finger guy. What can I say? Okay, back to Gavin Floyd. So he's in the rotation.
Wait, back to Abdul the Butcher. How much? Wait, could we get Abdul the Butcher on this radio show and see how much he would charge to cut his forehead? what would be the rate he would charge us if we were like, Abdul, we'll give you $1,200, cut your forehead?
Jose Canseco wanted to come on the show, but he sent the invoice in advance.
Yeah.
Actually, if we're getting any former WWE wrestlers on, it's the Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik, you got an open invitation.
That would be good.
That would be amazing.
We should do
Iron Sheik, Jose Canseco.
Abdul the Butcher, I don't know. Next time we do a Kickstarter campaign, you have one of the prizes will be cutting Abdul the Butcher's forehead. If you donate $1,000 to Nick's trip, we'll give $750 to Abdullah. We'll keep $250, and you can cut Abdullah's forehead.
Hey, by the way, for those of you who did participate in the Indiegogo campaign, we really do appreciate it, and we've ordered the prizes, so we will be getting those soon, and we will ship them out to you. So thank you very much. Can we talk about Gavin Floyd right now? We're going back to wrestling.
Yeah, no, we can talk about Gavin Floyd. I'm more interested in talking about Alex Wood as it partakes, as it relates to. I got a piece of lettuce in my tooth. So this is the kind of thing you don't have if it's just a podcast, but when it's a radio television thing, I really do.
I was going to segue into Alex Wood, but since you did it, please, evaluate the situation from both sides.
Freddie Gonzalez is a bit of a jackass, and he's moving Alex Wood to the bullpen. So the one of the best arms in the rotation in Atlanta is now going to the bullpen, and Gavin Floyd, who has one of the worst arms, is going into the rotation. And it is essentially, Freddie Gonzalez said the reason was essentially was because Gavin couldn't handle a bullpen workload of getting up, sitting down, throwing 15 warm-up pitches, and going into the game, where Alex Wood could handle that. So basically, Freddie Gonzalez is saying, yes, Alex Wood's a better arm, so he's going into the bullpen. So I can ruin his arm like I did to Johnny Venters.
Johnny Venters. Hey, you know who else is surprisingly still in baseball? Speaking of washed-up ex-White Sox or current White Sox, John Danks is still in the majors. Who knew?
Who knew? I actually didn't know. Didn't he pitch last night?
Yeah, John Danks, man. Remember when he was good for like 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
I think I got Edwin Encarnacion for him in a deal when Encarnacion was just starting to break out.
Wow, that's nice. Now, if you were to throw in Prince Fielder, maybe we'd be talking.
All right, listen. After the show's done, I'll take a look at your lineup and we'll talk. Hey, speaking of pitching rotation, so Cole Hamels is back. Has been terrible. I mean, terrible. First he blamed the weather, then he had the flu. Now he's blaming, he's actually apparently next he's going to point the finger at you, Gray. So what's the story here with Cole Hamels?
That's Cole Hamels. He's in studio right now. That was actually my hand. Was that? Could you tell though?
No, I thought
mine and not Cole Hamels.
No, that looked legit. I
don't have the. I don't put on the video of myself. I'm looking at a blank screen right now. Maybe I should. What do you do? Do you look at yourself, or I don't know if I should look at myself or look at a blank screen. Anyway, on a separate thing. Why would anyone say that I'm stoned? I'm obviously not stoned.
No, but you could perhaps appear to have ADHD.
I am stoned. I was doing like reverse psychology.
Stoned on life.
I'm stoned on cougar love. I did just get kicked out of a Whole Foods.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You did, really?
Yeah. I started arguing with the guy, and he's like, "Sir, if I have no other questions, you should leave." I'm like, "No, this is bullshit."
You being argumentative at 8 a.m? I don't see that.
Argumentative at a Whole Foods. No, listen, because I went in and I was like, I had my thing, which by the way, Whole Foods my ass, more like whole paycheck. So I'm walking around with this. What do they call that thing where you put your food in? The thing you put your food in.
Yeah, the shopping cart.
Right.
Shopping cart.
All right, smart guy, in the basket. So I'm walking around the basket and I'm looking for white bread. So I go up to the guy and I'm like, "You have any white bread?" And he's like, "No, we don't carry anything unhealthy." Whoa! I lost my shit. I was like, hold on a second. I have a Stephen Colbert American Cone Ben & Jerry's ice cream pint right here. Is this healthy? Seriously, is this healthy? What about anything in that store that isn't healthy is in this basket. And this guy's telling me that white bread isn't healthy. I'm like, I don't want Wonder. Give me Country White. Something. I really lost it. So anyway, Cole Hamels, I didn't like at all in the preseason. I was worried about the shoulder tendon. Actually, prior to the shoulder tendonitis, I was worried about his his velocity, his K rate, and his other and his walk rate and his FIP the previous year. So I didn't want anything to do with him back in January/February. But then he came out with shoulder tendonitis in the spring, and I was like, wow, all right, not only am I right for not wanting him, but now I'm really not even if he falls to me, am I drafting him?
Yeah,
so
we discussed that in one of the podcasts back in the preseason. You're right.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, when you have Rudy on, you can ask him what he thought of Cole Hamels because he drafted him. He liked him. I'm getting crazy again. White bread. What's wrong with white bread? So, yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Cole Hamels ends up back on the DL within, I'll give it a month. But, yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere near Cole Hamels back in the preseason. And right now, I would even be looking to be selling low on name value.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. So Matt Wieters is the first guy to visit Dr. James Andrews and not come away with Tommy John surgery. I mean, that's got to be the first case of someone going to see Dr. Freeze and not getting surgery. He was off to a really good start. I mean, what are your thoughts on Wieters here? You worried about the elbow?
Dr. James Andrews had his the Ferrari and Lamborghini were all paid off, so there was no need to do elbow surgery. Yeah, I think I like Wieters. I think he's able to hit 30 homers. I don't know if he will, but he's capable of it. I'll say that. I think he's probably going to be DH'd a lot, which in reality is better for fantasy. We don't really care if he's on the field. He'll be catching, occasionally, probably less so because of his elbow. And then, excuse me. I'll tell you one thing. That was not a white bread burp.
I can hear the flaxseed coming out.
I think Wieters actually was undervalued in a lot of places this preseason, and I ended up with him on multiple two-catcher leagues. Now, in a two-catcher league, it's different than a one-catcher league. A two-catcher league.
Apparently.
Good, nice. I enjoy good sarcasm. No, in a two-catcher league, you want a higher-ranked catcher. You don't want to punt both positions as you would in a one-catcher league. So I ended up with Wieters on multiple teams, and I've been totally happy with him. He's showing power. It looks like he might be finally breaking out. The elbow doesn't seem to be an issue for his hitting, so I'm not concerned. If anything, I'd be buying Wieters if there's anyone out there who is concerned. Okay,
fair enough. Speaking of guys with injury questions, so Aroldis Chapman made a couple of appearances in the minors for his rehab, and he's been absolutely rocked. Now, normally I wouldn't read too much into it, except Jonathan Broxton's been fantastic in the bullpen for the Reds. I mean, is there any chance that Chapman does not walk right back into that role or within a week or two? Is there a chance that Broxton could actually hold on to the job until either he loses it or end of the year?
The Reds are claiming that Chapman's velocity is totally fine between 97 and 100.
Yeah, but he got rocked in the face, man. It's not about velocity. It's about getting on the mound.
I would prefer if you said he got Gallaghered in the melon. I know, but I don't know. Like, I would prefer getting my pitcher getting hit in the face rather than them hurting their shoulder or their arm or their elbow or anything from I can't tell where the video's at, but anything from there. I'm wearing my shaved ice shirt, by the way. Can you see?
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. It's awesome.
Like a baller. That's my new catchphrase. I think Aroldis is probably going to be fine. Maybe he has to be in the minor league rehab assignment for another 3 to 5 days extra, but I'm not that concerned. And and this is coming from someone who owns Broxton, so if you want, I'll join a prayer octagon with you right now, hoping that Chapman is really hurt. I would love that, but it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen.
What's a prayer octagon?
Well, it's like a prayer circle, but it's even more
geometric,
profound. It's even more octagonal.
Octagonal.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Hey, guess who else is still in baseball? I didn't even realize it because he's only homered once and it's almost mid-May. Eric Hosmer. What's going on there? I mean, has Moustakas' stink in the clubhouse started to waft over to him? I mean, okay, I know he's supposed to be a good hitter. He's going to be hit for average. He was going in the 4th, 5th round. One homer. It's almost mid-May.
Wait, are you? Which is the
throw a pen here.
The metric system in Canada? Does that affect the calendar days too? Because mid-May feels a little.
Feels a week from now.
It's a week from. It is a week from now.
That's almost.
That's almost mid-May. So when does almost mid-May start for you? May 3rd?
May 7th.
May 7th.
May 7th, and it's the 8th today.
May 7th through May 10th is almost mid-May. May 13th to 17th is mid-May. May 20th to 26th is almost end of May.
It's like women. As they get older, the age starts, lowering on its own. Or they're 39, they're like, I'm still in my mid-30s.
So I should really be worried that Cougs is saying she's almost in her mid-50s.
Hope you got a prenup.
Wait, speaking of which, I just got a text from her. Why is it radio when it's on TV? I don't know. Why does she keep texting me that? I don't know.
When are we getting Cougs on the show?
Next time if you want.
Or Ted. Ted's your dog.
Ted's not here. Ted's out with his buddies.
Ted's not here, man.
Ted's got more friends than I do. He goes around. He's like the mayor of the city. I'll be walking him, and people will come up and be like, "Hey, Ted. Hey, who are you?" I don't usually see you walking, Ted. I'm like, excuse me. I'm his owner. You know Ted. You don't know me. Anyway,
back to Hosmer.
With Hosmer, Rudy actually said something funny that Eric Hosmer and Brian Dozier together are like the perfect 5x5 player because one's getting homers and steals and one's getting average runs and RBIs. But it was funnier when he said it. Maybe I don't know. So I think with Hosmer, you take what you're getting at this point. That I don't know if he's really going to be a huge power guy at any point in his career, but he's probably good for 17 to 20 homers, which sounds awful, but it's kind of like a poor man's Joey Votto when you look at his other stats. He gets great counting stats, really good average, maybe a few steals here and there.
He's only hitting 290 something. If he was hitting 333 with one homer, we'd have a conversation about that.
Right. Yeah. No. Fair point. But this early in the year, 297 becomes 315 in a 3-day hot streak.
Right. See, now that I'm actually doing this every day, I'm getting more plugged in.
That's good. Yeah, because when we were doing the podcast in March, you were a mess. So what do you think about Ryan Howard? What are you talking about?
Hey, speaking of the old podcast, I just want to give a congratulations to Kyle Taylor, the super producer who won another Crystal Award for sound production yesterday. He really did. So
the coach from Friday Night Lights was our producer. All right.
Hey, so speaking of which, we've been putting the show on this week, obviously, but next week we're going to have more of the graphics up where Kyle's working on getting us the sounding that we're going to have, and we'll actually have some commercials to play in here, so it'll be more of a proper show as opposed to, a podcast on TV. And then this is actually really important. Starting next week, what we're going to do is we're actually going to tape earlier in the day so that Fantasy Sports Network can get us on same day. So Gray, you'll be on with us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's like triple the Gray.
Yeah.
Three shades of Gray. That's what Cougs calls you. 50. He's good for 3.
Yeah. 3, maybe 4.
And also on tomorrow's show, we're going to have Guru, who's going to be joining us regularly to jam it or cram it, as well as the dirty bullpen guru himself. Actually, I shouldn't say it because I'm mixing it up with Guru. Smokey. Smokey's going to talk bullpens with us tomorrow. So get you ready for the weekend.
Nice.
All right. Speaking of guys no one remembers, poor Smokey.
I thought you were winding down and winding us out. I didn't expect we were going back.
I'm going to give us one more question here. Rick Porcello is actually off to a good start. Now, you and I have had the discussion before that you just want Ks out of your guys. You don't care how good a guy's whip is. But his K rate's improved a little bit, and his whip is really low. He's not walking anybody. Is Porcello potentially ownable? He's got 5 wins. I know that is a hit or miss stat. But, he's pitching well. It's still a good team. Is there a chance that Porcello could be a useful starter this year?
Yeah. No, I've liked Porcello. I liked him in the preseason, too, because last year his K rate was over 7. Unfortunately, it's fallen back in the 6 range, which isn't great. Hopefully he can regain those strikeouts he had last year. He's decent on ratios, though, and in a place where he can get wins. I think a good comparison to him right now is he's like Dylan G with better win potential. But,
Right.
It's not – I mean, that's not really that exciting as G's name portends. G. Oi. But yeah, I think Porcello is definitely ownable in all mixed leagues. He's someone that I like as the back end of the rotation, with the chance that he could move up to fantasy value of maybe of a 3. But right now he's probably more like a 4.
All right, fair enough. All right, before we do wrap up, Greg, just a couple quick things. One, if you haven't collected your league fees yet, get to sportsvault.net. Is a no-fee system where they collect your league fees and redistribute them at the end of the year, so you don't have to be the commissioner that becomes accounts receivable.
There's no way. I'm sorry. If someone's below 8th place in your league, you're not getting the money from them.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless this league safe company actually goes and knocks on people's doors, which they might. I don't know.
They hired Abdullah the Butcher.
I will cut your forehead after I cut my forehead.
Also, of course, starting next week, we'll be playing DraftKings on a weekly basis. So every night we have some interesting stuff going on with them. So that'll also kick off next week. And again, on tomorrow's show, again, we've got Guru and Smokey. So, Gray, listen, we won't talk to you again until Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Relax a little bit, because next week, buddy, 3 times a week. Also, sorry, one last point. If you haven't noticed yet, what we've been doing, I've been posting this on Razzball Radio, and every day that we post it, we put the video in there, but we've been ripping the audio. So a couple days we've talked football and baseball, and that way we've ripped the audio. So same day you're getting the show if you want to watch it. You're getting the podcast if you want to watch it, baseball or football. So, one last thing. Sorry, man. It's been a lot going on. Starting next week, we're also going to launch the Hot Sheet. Hot Sheet will also be in that post every day. Wake up, Gray. And basically, the hot sheet's going to be everything you need to know about fantasy baseball for the next day in 3 minutes or less. So if you don't have time for the whole podcast, you just want a nice little 3-minute tablet, put it on your tongue, let it dissolve. 2 to 6 hours later, you're winning your fantasy baseball league. So that's the hot sheet, which will also debut on Monday.
Nice.
Lots of stuff going on. Hey, Gray,
Like
get out of here. Why are you still here?
oh,
Get out of here. Have a good weekend, buddy. Talk to you.
Later.